#1 sports talk, ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM. All the biggest events and sporting news can be heard right here. You're tuned to KALL with Salt Lake, ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM. You're listening to Utah Golf Radio.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. That means Utah Golf Radio coming to you live today from Riverside Country Club, where we are here celebrating the 100th playing of the Utah Open. We are coming to you in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. Paul and Jan with you today. And this second hour of the show is brought to us by College Coaches Connection. Check them out at coachlink.io or call 801-550-9131. Get connected, get recruited at College Coaches Connection. We are powered as always by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Get yourself to a T-Box. We are joined now by our good friend and friend of the show, Devin Delin, the executive director of the Utah Section PGA. And Devin, we are here this morning celebrating this great event, which itself is a celebration. Yes, it's championship golf. There's no question about it. This is great players playing great for a meaningful prize. But this is also a celebration of the game in Utah, a reunion. Let's start by talking about big picture, what the Utah Open is.
I love how you said that. Reunion is exactly it. We basically, every year, this community event brings 1,000 golfers together throughout the week as far as different community people that come down and support the event and the tradition here. And obviously, as we get through the show, you're going to talk about how long that tradition is. But
just 100 years.
Just 100 years is all. So
none of us can relate.
That's right. Exactly. But to think about that it has been 100 years that this event has been running, and then how it's evolved over the years. From a PGA Tour event to different, the different levels that it was.
And different organizations running it. And along the way, candidly, an odd, counterintuitive organization running this. Let's talk a little bit about the evolution, because it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, and it's neat to see how the PGA Tour wasn't around when it was first created. Okay,
can we pause on that for a minute?
You got it.
We're going to talk about this in more detail in the future show. I've been thinking about this, but the PGA Tour, folks, was invented in Ogden, Utah. Mm-hmm. The PGA Tour was organized and founded and put on paper and became a thing at the hand of George Schneider at his kitchen table in Ogden. The PGA Tour traces its roots back to Utah. It's an amazing story.
Mm-hmm. That really is. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't wait to hear that show myself because I want to learn more about that.
Yeah. That is so awesome.
So the Utah Open has been a PGA Tour event, and along the way, it has had major winners and World Golf Hall of Famers play in this event.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at that list on there of when it was a PGA Tour event and before the PGA Tour became, its own entity, to see those names, it's the Hall of Famers that are in there that have won this event here in Utah.
Exactly.
And then it, evolved. The University Hospital took over, and
that's
they were
the
part
one
of it.
that just doesn't seem to fit for me, but there it is.
Yes. And there was a lot of ties, obviously. Dick Alexander, who was with the UGA as well, was part of that group and ran the event, and obviously came from the golf world and knew how to run the event because it was a very first class and great event when it was at Willow Creek back in those 80s. I remember playing in my first Utah Open was at Willow Creek.
Oh, I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
How old were you? How'd you get in? All that
I
stuff.
was 16.
Oh my. Okay.
And it actually, back then there was different ways that you could qualify. And I actually qualified by being the club champion at Glenmore Golf Course, where I grew up.
It's so good. I expected you to say finalist in the state am, but we'll go with club champion.
it was the weirdest, because there were some different categories that were in there, and I got in the event, and so it was. In fact, I remember playing with Jesse Patino. Was a guy that was on tour, and here I am. I was just a little, weighed about 110 pounds and out there playing in the event.
Okay, but was Patino the Glenmore Club champion? I think not.
That's right. No, he was a tour player instead. But no, the roots of that to me were just amazing. And I actually, the first day I played, I shot 72. I remember.
Okay.
And then I started on which is now the front nine of Willow Creek.
Yeah.
But back then it was the back, and I started on the back. So but I had it 4 under going into then it was 17. It's now number 8. The par 4 that goes up the hill.
The creek on the left side. Yeah.
And I was like, hey, my name is actually on the leaderboard over there. I'm 4 under par. And then I made an 8.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I hit it right in the trees twice, and I shot 72. I did finish strong after that, but I just remember there's just a couple things that stand out. But yeah, to see the evolution of the event, and then the names that, the Bob Betleys, Clark Burrows, Perry Arthur, you could go through name after name of guys that were out on tour. And so to see it evolve, and the crazy part of it is I happened to be the one year in 1999 when Dean Wilson won at South Mountain Golf Club. I was the director of golf at South Mountain Golf Club, and we held the event. So I had a little piece of it there. And then the Utah Section PGA came along, because the Ganter Company came along. And once it was gone and University Hospital wasn't hosting it or running it anymore.
Ganter bought University Hospital. They didn't want to do this.
They did David Duvall and Fred Couples. They were doing all those little Ganter Cups and different things. But they took over the event. And it just happened to be that South Mountain had just opened. They didn't have a site. Salt Lake County, we went in and put in a proposal. And the next we had Dean Wilson winning the, obviously a great tour player, won the Utah Open right there. And Draper, Utah, and at South Mountain. So that was a 1-year stint. And then that's when the Utah Section PGA came along, because, I don't want to say anything bad, but Ganter didn't really leave the best mark on it at the end. There was a few bills that became unpaid. Luckily, the winners got their checks, and we got paid in Salt Lake County. So I felt pretty good about that. But not everybody did.
I didn't realize you were the host pro for this along the way. That is really good to know. So player obviously is an AM, player is a pro, hosted the event, and now of course you're responsible for administering it as executive director of the Utah section. You have had your hands in every aspect of this thing.
I hadn't thought about it until we just had this conversation, but that evolution is true.
Gosh.
I've been a part of it, throughout the whole thing. And when the section took over, I was actually the secretary at the time. And so I was a PGA officer. And in 2003, 2004, as vice president, you were the tournament director for the section. And so we were losing money at the time, the section was. And so we kept saying.
Losing on this tournament or the whole?
Tournament.
Okay, on this tournament.
Yes.
The section making the decision to take this tournament over in the big arc of Utah golf, and in what's good for the game generally in Utah golf, is just absolutely crucial, vital. I think the most important step in the evolution of this tournament when the section took over it. But I want to go back to that day. You were involved in those decisions, in those discussions. This was no slam dunk. This was a hard decision to make, but you made it. I want to learn more about how you guys made that decision.
Yeah. So the section, we could see the tournament might go away. And obviously we got 100 years now, so we didn't want it to go away.
Right.
And there was all the tradition of Utah golf. So at the section, we came in and said, we'll take it over and let's see what we can do. Scott Bringhurst, a lot of people remember that name.
Yeah.
He was our marketing guy. He worked for the Yellow Pages for years,
Mm-hmm.
had the connection with Siegfried and Jensen, as we all had the old Yellow Page books. We all saw Siegfried and Jensen on the back of those covers of those magazines. They spent on those phone books. And so they came together, came up with an idea. It was a little bit, not a ton of money at the time. And so let's see what we can do. So that first one we had up at Jeremy Ranch, and then it evolved. But again, those talks in 2004, 2005, is it okay as a section to lose money on an event and for our members, or do we, let it go? But we decided at the time, let's keep it going and see where we could go. And then when we moved up to, and then we evolved. I mean, we went to Alpine for a couple of years. Then we didn't have a site. So the next, we went to Talon's Cove when Talon's Cove first opened.
And it was really new.
Oh, brand new.
I was actually talking to Pete Stone about that yesterday, and what it was like playing Stone. He said, Paul, the course was firm. Balls would just run forever on that course.
And it was crazy because we didn't have a site. Now all of a sudden we went from Alpine, no site. What are we going to do? And somebody brought up Talon's Cove, and we're like, Talon's Cove? And we're like, okay, it's worth the drive. I drove down that Redwood Road. I'll never forget it. I'm looking back at the lake and over the lake, and I'm like, this could work. This is fantastic. Look at those views. Yeah. But brand new golf course. The clubhouse was just built. We went from a country club to there, trying to figure out how we're going to do food and beverage and all of the different things, because at the time we didn't do as many pro-ams, obviously. We were just getting it going. Okay. But then, it worked. And then in 2007, we had our first stint up at Oak Ridge. And to be honest with you, we're getting with Oak Ridge. I mean, we appreciate Oak Ridge very much because they did help us establish it, make it where it was solid and something that we could build on. Now, it's not still not a big money maker for the section. I mean, we're a nonprofit, so we, with the charity and everything that happens here, we just want the event basically to break even for the week. And, it's a big part of our budget. But with that being said, it's such a big community event now. And again, I'll bring up the 8 Pro-Ams. We're the largest Pro-Am series that happens in the country. We hear that when I go to national meetings across the country with the other 41 sections. You're crazy. They're like, 8 Pro-Ams. Are you guys like, you're crazy?
Yeah.
And so, that, but the evolution of that and the community and coming together, and you guys have participated in it. It's just, it is a reunion, as you said, when we get here. And so it's such a fun week to see everybody and what it's evolved to. So, obviously Oak Ridge for 6 or 7 years, and then we've been down here since 2014. It's just fun. And it's by far the busiest 2-week stretch of the summer for us, but it's by far my favorite 2 weeks of the summer for sure.
There's so many permeations of this that to me, granted, I'm a bit of a geek about this stuff, but it's just so simple. You gotta have a state open. That's all.
Yes.
You must have a state open.
Right.
And you guys are the ones who made it happen and keep it happening. Cannot say big enough how important that is.
Well, we're grateful to be able to do it, and it's so fun, especially as we watch the state open evolve. To me, the state open should be about that leaderboard that's on there after yesterday.
Yeah.
That to me is what the Utah State Open is all about. It is about those kids
who grew up in Utah.
Right.
Yeah.
They were in they started at our clubs with our golf professionals.
Right.
Then they played in our PGA Junior Series or UJGA or UGA or whatever it is. And now those are the guys at the top of the leaderboard. And it just, to me, it's perfect, because we go back and forth debating on, should we let outside people come in? Should it just be locals only? I mean, several state opens, you have to be a resident of the state.
Right.
We've had a nice mix, but as the play has continued to develop and get better here in Utah, we can have a strong field out there. I mean, you look at those scores yesterday. I mean, my phone was blowing up yesterday, like 900. Again,
right.
Like, really? So, and every one of those kids are just, they all grew up in our programs, played high school golf. I mean, like Tyson Shelley, I checked him in the other day. He's playing his first professional event. And I mean, literally, I looked at him and, he's this big, strong kid now and turning pro and is obviously an amazing player. And it just brought tears to my eyes. So I'm like, Tyson, I started you at drive chip putt. I started you at this, that, whatever it is. And so to see these kids grow and mature and become, amazing individuals for that matter.
Yeah.
But great golfers.
Yeah.
To me, that's what the State Open is all about. And that's why we want to be a part of it. We'll continue to make it happen. and to see our people in the reunion every year, it's just I couldn't be more blessed.
Before we let you get back to your day job, let me ask you an unfair question.
Okay.
As we noted, you have had your hand in the State Open in so many ways for so many years, playing as an am, playing as a pro, host professional, now administrator of it, everything along the way. What are your top memories personally for you, Devin Dehlin, in the State Open?
My personal top memories, well, the few times I did play, like, honestly, I hadn't really thought about the Willow Creek thing until we sat down, and I was like, oh man, I have some pretty cool memories. So it was always the biggest event that happened in our state, because we didn't have a PGA Tour event. We do now, obviously, at Black Desert. So it was the event that we all wanted to play in, so being able to have the opportunity to tee it up, and, like we always joke that this is for our golf professionals and a lot of people in Utah, this is their US Open, or this is their PGA Championship, or whatever major. This is a big deal. So being able to play in it has always been, but just watching, I think my favorite parts are watching the evolution. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna go on the personal note. I don't want to be selfish, but
no, please do.
The time. Sorry.
No, we love this.
Yeah. So my daughter met Kelton Hirsch here at this event. Clay Ogden introduced my daughter to Kelton at this event. Literally, I'm looking at it right now as I look across exactly where they met. They went on their first date there. In fact, Clay Ogden said to Kelton, she's not going to want to date with you unless you can make the cut, because he was right on the cut line. And so
did he make the cut?
Yes, he did make the cut. And then, and now I've got two amazing grandkids from it. And then watching Kelton 2 years back to back almost win.
Oh, I know.
I mean, when he made the putts on 18 and then he got topped and then he made it again and then he got topped and then he lost. I know that one has hurts Kelt, because he won the State Am. He would have been one of the other guys to be State Am and Utah.
Right. There's only 9 who have done it. Kelton would have been 10th. As I was watching that, I was thinking exactly that point. I'm Kelton, you are becoming one of those guys.
Exactly. Yeah. So that, on a personal note, that is it. But, and then my favorite memories are, even my staff and Annie Fisher and everybody that's been a part of it, to watch their kids and all of our families grow and evolve. It was Annie's son's 16th birthday on Wednesday, and he was born in the Utah Open, obviously, 16 years ago. It was happening. And to see the pictures and my kids and the families and all of our officers and people, those are the things that stand out the most to me about the event. Some of our, we've had some great winners and all of that, but But again, it's just, and then I love locals. I love Blake Tomlinson winning, turning pro, and he's played at my, place at the U, and we are down at BYU country. I remember standing on that green and saying, "Let's give somebody with a little red the trophy here today." Yeah. So I just have lots of memories, but a lot of it has to do with the the locals, the kids that have grown up through our programs and now are participating in that. I love it every year.
That is fantastic. Devin Dehlin, to you, to the section officers and membership, to your staff, everybody involved, nothing but our gratitude.
Yes,
like I say, you gotta have a State Open.
Yes.
And we do, because of you guys, and we are very, very grateful. And
thank you.
You just love this week, love this tournament, all that you do. Thank you so much.
You got it. It is. And they tell us, those that travel, that it is the best State Open in the country. What we do once they get here on site, they feel like they're at a tour event.
Yep.
And they get the food, the atmosphere and everything here.
It's so much fun. Everything that's going on all during the week. It's just great.
Yeah, it's
great
amazing.
Stuff.
So thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Devin.
That is Devin Dehlin, Executive Director of the Utah section. Jan, no Utah section, no Utah Open.
That's right.
That
so
dog don't
so
hunt.
Important. Yes.
Yeah, we absolutely have to have
We're
it.
super grateful that we have that here. And it just, I mean, look at the amount of people that want to get in this thing. It's just, it's great.
Absolutely. No question about it. All right. We need to talk about somebody who needs some relief. I need relief, brought to us by our good friends at Duro Health. Check them out. This innovative back therapy program will help you swing faster, hit farther, play better, and feel better. DuroHealth.com. Jan, I never thought I'd say this, but you know who needs some relief?
Yep.
Rory McIlroy.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, he stunk it up.
He just stunk it up so bad yesterday. It was just not good.
Thursday, watching the highlights, lowlights,
Yes.
watching the reports on him playing. It was like watching me play.
Oh my gosh.
It was awful.
I mean, yesterday it was everything was to the right. I mean, he couldn't tee off to save he couldn't tee his way out of a wet paper bag.
One of the greatest drivers of the golf ball in the history of the game could not
tee
find
himself
a fairway.
out of a wet paper bag. It was just bad news bears right there.
So Rory McIlroy needs some relief, but here's what we know: he'll get some.
Yeah, he's Rory McIlroy.
He remains Rory. He's
allowed to have a bad day.
Well, okay.
I'm not allowed to, but
no,
it
you're right.
happens.
He's allowed to have a bad day.
Yeah.
We are allowed to make fun of him.
Yes. We are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about somebody on a Sizz. On a Sizz, brought to us by Copper Rock. Check them out at copperrock.com. This great golf course, born to be played, and it is a championship facility that you can play. Get yourself on the tee time on the tee sheet by going to copperrock.com. Go play Copper Rock. On a Sizz, last week on the PGA Tour, Michael Brennan wins. And I'm going to say on a Sizz was after he holed out on the 72nd hole and his mother running out on the green. Mrs. Brennan and Michael Brennan together on a Sizz when his mom comes out and she says, Jan,
we're going to the Masters.
I loved that.
Oh my goodness.
That was so cool.
That would be so me as a mom. I would be running out there doing that exact same thing. That's so cool.
Yep. So Mrs. Brennan, I don't even know her first. I should have looked it up. Anyway, Michael Brennan's mom.
That's just so
we're going to the Masters.
Yeah.
Michael Brennan and his mom on a Sizz. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to catch up with what's been happening this last week in Utah golf. The City Open, Mary Lou Baker Open, lot going on. We're going to bring you up to date. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.
The Sean O'Connell Show.
I rode the e-bike into work today. I go through City Creek Canyon, go through the little Memory Grove Park area, and then I get to downtown Salt Lake City. I'm trying to merge into the bike lane, and there's somebody in a minivan who decides to yell an expletive at me. So if you're driving the minivan, I hope you have a better day start because you made it. So mine started out with a little bit of...
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on Utah's #1 sports talk, ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on the DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries. Now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Unlock your game at Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. New low prices on Ping G440 woods and irons. The G440 driver delivers faster ball speeds along with game-changing forgiveness, now $170 off. The G440 irons offer more distance and control with their tour-inspired look, now $150 off the set. Trusted by golfers since 1971 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
What makes Southern Steer Butcher a fan favorite? The flavor. Their flavor-infused marinated steak, chicken, and pork are vacuum tumbled, sealing the flavor in every tender bite. Choose from dozens of flavors like Argentine chimichurri, steakhouse, or bulgogi steak tips, garlic and herb, house Italian, or creamy Parmesan chicken, and more. Southern Steer Butcher offers the tastiest and juiciest bites of meat you'll ever taste. Visit southernsteer.com or stop by the store on Redwood Road in Saratoga Springs.
Looking to score the best deals on wake, surf, ski apparel, and more? Make sure you hit Marine Products Annual Demo Sale August 13th to 15th. Up to 90% off all wake gear, boards, jackets, tubes, water skis, and more. In the market for a boat, Marine Products has you covered, from used to new, starting at $19,000. Look for the daily hidden $10 boards. This is the lowest prices of the season. All at Marine Products Annual Demo Sale, going on August 13th to 15th, 949 West, 1700 South in Salt Lake City.
Do you need your wisdom teeth removed? Senexcel Utah is currently conducting a clinical research trial for an investigation pain medication given after wisdom teeth removal. Male and female participants ages 18 to 40 who are selected to participate in the study may receive study-related medication and no-cost wisdom teeth removal, and may be compensated up to $1,116 for time and travel. To participate in this study, call 801-261-2000 or apply online at senexcel.com/JBR.
We almost always get Cougs and Aggies. While the other guys are stuck in a zone talking fast breaks and rolls, we're breaking down the position battles.
Yeah, it is.
Get real football insight from Spence Checkets and Sean O'Connell on your home for football. ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM. 19 days to kickoff for Utah football. Right here on your home of the Utes. ESPN 700 and
what am I missing?
Brought to you by Culligan Water, Salt Lake City. You're listening to Utah Golf Radio.
Yeah. Utah Golf Radio, bringing the groove. Getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. We are at Riverside Country Club, where we are celebrating the 100th playing of the Utah Open. Balls are in the air for the second round of this 54-hole stroke play tournament, and the leaders have not changed since yesterday. They remain Jackson, Reese, Carson Lundale, Braxton Watson, Tyson Shelley, all at minus 963. This second hour of the show is presented by College Coaches Connection. Check them out at coachlink.io. or call 801-550-9131. Get connected, get recruited. College Coaches Connection can help the children, the rising college players in your life and in all sports, get to the right situation for them. College Coaches Connection, coachlink.io. And we are powered as always by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Check them out, tbx.golf. Get yourself to a T-Box. Jan, this past week in Utah golf, with a lot going on. Of course, last week we were at Bonneville for the opening round of the Salt Lake City Open. It concluded last Sunday and was won by Zach Jones. Zach got his first professional win at the City Open, and I think, what a nice place for it to happen. The City Open, of course, so historic, such a great event, one that just matters to us all, and it was really cool, I thought, to see Zach Jones get his win. He shot minus 11, 133 on rounds of 68 and 65, good for a two-shot victory over amateur David Jennings, who was at minus 9, 135. And then the top five were rounded out with Bruce Summerhays, Austin Shelley, Braden Swap, and Zach Johnson. We did a podcast with Zach and about this tournament. You can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. Go there and search on Utah Golf Radio. You can check the podcast out there. But we had a chance to talk with Zach Jones following his win. Pretty interesting conversation. Let's roll that tape now. Here is Zach Jones.
Zach, your first pro win.
Yep.
Congratulations. How you feeling?
I feel really good. Obviously, it's fun to win any golf tournament, but it's been a long year and a half as a pro with very little success, even though I've, had some good rounds, good tournaments, but to finally get a win just feels really awesome.
A couple of weeks on the radio show, you were speaking openly and with vulnerability about how hard it is to make the transition to the pro game.
Yeah.
What does this mean to you in that context?
It's just a little more, proof to myself, that I can still shoot low numbers and win golf tournaments, and especially down the stretch. Todd Miller once said something that was very impactful about me. He said, whenever I get the lead or get around the lead, I usually can close it out. And so I felt like today was a testament of that. Once I got, in the lead early, some of the shots I hit on the back nine, on the downhill par 3, 15, and
15.
The putt I made on 16, the shot on 17, the shots on 18, just a lot of some of my most high quality shots, when the pressure was the highest. So it was really cool to be in contention again and be in the lead of a tournament and then close it out. So it was pretty awesome.
I want to go back to 15 and 16. That really turned and sealed the tournament. 2 on 15, 3 on 16. That'll get you healthy. Tell us details of those shots, please.
Yeah, when you finish at Bonnie, there's some birdies, but also the finishing stretch can be really tough.
Yeah.
With 14, 15. The pin where the pin was on 13 today can play really tough. So I knew good shots on 15 and 16 could seal the tournament, and the shot I hit on 15 was the best of the day or of the week by far. I hit it to about 2 feet. So
what'd you hit there?
6 iron from 245, I think it was, playing downhill. But yeah, it was just a great shot. I hit it right at the flag and it landed. You can't really see it rolling, but it took a hop right towards the hole we were telling it to go in. So it's kind of one of those where I was hoping to make a par and hit it to tap in, just had an easy birdie. So that was nice. And then to see the putt drop on 16 for eagle was kind of like you said, it kind of sealed the deal. Just had to hit a couple good shots on 17, 18 and kind of cruised in.
Winning always matters. Does it matter more on Bonneville, on this course that is so foundational to a Utah golfer?
Yeah, I've loved Bonneville. So many memories here since we were young. We'd always play in the the City Am and the City Open. It was one of the first tournaments we signed up for when we were 12 or 13. And this course, most people would say probably doesn't suit my game, just being able to bomb drivers and hit it far. Obviously, there's some advantage out here, but I don't get to hit driver that much. And it's more of a finesse course and hitting wedges to the smart spots. So it's a course I've always loved to play because it's so fun where they put the pins and how they get the greens so fast. So to play well feels like you accomplished something. Feels like you avoided hitting it in the spots where you're short-sighted, and you feel like you hit a lot of really precise wedge shots. So I feel like I did that really well this week, and it's so fun getting to play the same hole locations that I played when I was 13 and basically the same green speeds and everything since we've been playing for forever. So it's a really special spot, and I'm glad to finally win here. I never won the City Am, so glad to win the City Open.
You got in on a sponsor's exemption. You made it pay. Nicely done.
Yeah, it's tough to get in tournaments, and I'm very grateful for Lindsay and for Bonneville Golf Club and in the section for letting me play. Just it's awesome for me to be able to get reps and to play in this tournament because I love it so much, especially with my family, half my family in the field. So it was a really fun tournament, really special experience.
Utah Open next week?
Yep, Utah Open. Start doing pro-ams this week and be out at Riverside all week. It's one of the best ones all year too, so I'm excited.
Sure is. Well, Zach, fun to watch you play always. Congratulations. This was a meaningful win.
Yep, thanks, Paul.
So he's there's a lot there, and I'm interested in what you thought about that, Jan, in particular. what Zach was talking about here in this conversation, and a couple of weeks ago when we had him on the show when we were at the Provo Open
Right.
down.
And he was
Yeah.
talking about
how hard it is
to transition. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your take on all that?
Well, I love the fact that he's vulnerable enough to admit that, because that's hard to do. And I think that he's managing it well. I think this is going to give him a boost to what he's doing, but I think that he's just keeping his his nose to the grindstone and just just hammering it out.
Yeah. I really appreciate him speaking candidly about it. A lot of people, I think this includes me sometimes, will just want to give an answer to a hard question with happy talk and
positive thinking.
And throw a little rose water on it.
Yeah. But the reality is,
he was
this is
speaking
hard.
candidly.
Yeah.
It's just so hard.
And I don't think
so
that,
stupid hard.
and that's the thing. Sometimes you don't realize, people don't recognize how hard it is to do these things. Golf is hard.
Well,
okay,
golf is hard.
Golf
at the highest
inherently
level
is hard.
Yeah.
And then at the higher levels, I mean, where Zach's at, I mean, I love that he got this win, because I really do think it's going to help him with his confidence. It's going to help him with this tournament. I mean, it's going to help him as a whole, as a player.
Yeah, I think it really is significant, and every point you make is very good. The Mary Lou Baker Open was played at Glenmore this week, and interesting champion emerged out of that, Claire Chang. And if you're thinking you don't know that name, you probably don't. Claire came to this tournament and knew about it because she played in an AJGA event a couple 3 years ago that was at Glenmore when she was a mid teenager. She is a rising sophomore at UC Davis. Still just I think like 18 years old. I mean, she made a mention of her birthday in there somewhere. Anyway, young player, but playing college golf now. She's from Washington State up in the Seattle area, and came down to play in this tournament. And she won. She won by 4 shots over Rachel Lillywhite.
Yes.
And Lillywhite had a really great tournament. Lillywhite hung in after making a 10 in the second round on the par 4 10th hole. A 10. Yeah, you heard that right. I said it right.
Oh.
And against that and packing that burden around, Lillywhite ends up finishing solo second. Whitney Bance was in third place. I forgot to give scores. Claire Chang shot -5, 211 on rounds of 71, 73, and 67 in this 54-hole stroke play event. Lillywhite was in second place, Whitney Bance third, Sydney Richards in fourth place, and Kate Walker in fifth place. But we had an interesting conversation. Kurt Craigthorpe and I had an interesting conversation with Claire Chang following her win. Let's listen to that now. Here's Claire Chang.
Well, we're just interested in what attracted you to this tournament in the first place.
Yeah, I'm definitely from up north, but I actually played this course 3 years ago for the AJGA, the Salt Lake Junior, and I remember having a lot of fun down here. And my grandma's actually visiting from Korea, so we were like, why not do a road trip down to Utah for old time's sake? And I just had a great time. The weather's a lot warmer, and it was a little bit of rain, but not as much as in Seattle, so it's okay. And the course is in great shape, so I had a great time.
Tell us about you. We want to get to know you.
Well, I'm heading into my sophomore year at UC Davis. Our team had a great season last year, and definitely some smarties with like a team average GPA of 3.96. So, I mean, I'm proud of that. And I've been golfing for, how old am I? 10 years?
Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I turned 19 in 3 days. So yeah, I'm almost 19. Thank you. Yeah. And I picked up golf after watching Tiger Woods on TV. None of my family golf, so it's always just been me at the golf course.
Tiger has that effect on us, doesn't he?
He has it on everyone. Yeah, it's a Tiger Woods effect. Yeah.
So let's talk about your play here. Really solid throughout the 3 days. What was your mindset coming into the tournament?
It's easy to say no expectations. I think that's what everyone says when they hit a good round. But I think I really did have no expectations because I had a bit of a rough year my freshman year with like trying to shoot under, and I wasn't able to get the scores I wanted. So I've been practicing all summer, and I've been competing as much as I can. And I think this is finally like my work paying off a bit, and the days I spent out there and just like grinding so that I feel comfortable enough on the course when pressure hits.
Clean card 67 at Glenmore is no small thing, and but that's what you did today, and you did it in the moment that counts. Walk us through this round. Where you think was there a point where you think you had a turn and that it was in your hands?
I actually didn't think about chasing that trophy. I really just wanted to come out here to show something to myself. So I actually didn't really keep up with like who I'm like competing with right now, or like who am I against, like what am I against this person right now, because I've done that before and it never ends well chasing. Because I know I'm good enough to play well if I let myself.
You have about 9 minutes of airtime left.
Shots I wanted to hit, and I ended up working it out.
And how about the weather delay? Obviously, it seemed to work in your favor, if anything.
I was a little sad about the weather delay because I wanted to keep going, but I've been through worse, so it's okay. Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be holding this trophy?
It means a lot. I think this really symbolized a turning point for me after such a tough freshman year and getting back into just like playing like me again. I was finally able to like hit the shots I've always been able to hit and kind of break free from that mental barrier I've been in for a bit, and just getting out of a drought feels great.
Do you think this will serve as a springboard going into your sophomore year at UC Davis?
I definitely think so. I head there in like 2 weeks, so it's soon enough. Yeah, it'll be great. Yeah.
Did you guys actually drive down here when you said road?
We drove. It was a 17-hour drive. Okay. It wasn't supposed to be, but it was 17 hours. Yeah.
How so?
There's the fires in Eastern Washington, so they closed every single road, and I was like, okay, 11 hours turned into 17. But my mom, being the mom she is, she let me sleep, so she's the one who's gonna sleep on the drive back. Yeah.
That's great. Well, we're glad you're here. It's been fun to watch you play, and congratulations, a really significant win.
Thank you so much.
So Claire Chang, interesting young woman, interesting player. She sure looked good this week, and yet she was talking about how she's been scraping it. So maybe she found something there. I'm kind of interested to see what she does with the Aggies at UC Davis here in this next college year.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm noticing all the scores and things. It looked like everybody had a rough second day.
It was tough. There was weather in the afternoon.
Oh, wind.
Yeah.
It's Glenmore, right?
Yeah, and just
wind more?
Things blew through. Yeah,
wind more.
but a squall blew through. They had to suspend play both on the second day and the third day. Interestingly, Claire went
shot her best
out
round on the last day.
I'm sorry.
She shot her best round on the last day.
That is true. What I was talking about was she went out after the weather break and birdied the next hole, and the UGA said that there was not enough time go by to allow them to warm up again, so she went out perhaps a little cold. Everybody's sitting around. Anyway, she did what she needed to do when she needed to do it. It was pretty good. There was one other thing going on in this tournament that was of note, I believe. Jane Olson played her final tournament at the Mary Lou Baker. Before she leaves for a church mission, we had a chance to talk with Jane for a quick minute to get her thoughts on her way out the door. Here is Jane Olson. Jane, you're hanging up the spikes.
Yes, I am. Just for momentarily, not forever.
But still, hugs all around. Everybody's saying goodbye. How are you feeling?
Good. A little emotional, man. It means a lot to me how many people care about me and my decision. It's super meaningful to me to see how many people stuck around to say bye. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this new chapter that I'm gonna open, and hopefully it'll be good for my golf game to take a break for a minute, and then hopefully have a better mindset when I come back and fresh legs and ready to go again.
Fresh legs, I like it. You have quite a legacy that you're putting on hold, the junior stuff, high school, of course, what you've done in college, and the UGA tournaments. What will you carry with you out of all this to Latvia?
Oh, I appreciate you saying that. Man, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned from golf is just a work ethic. And I think I'm going to need that in Latvia. I know it's not going to be easy. I'm learning a language.
5 minutes of airtime left in the show.
And I'm going to be living with people that I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that could be difficult. So I think I'll take my work ethic that I've learned through golf, and also just my, the positivity and the optimism and things like that to help me get through.
A lot of them likely won't know much about golf.
Yeah, a lot of snow up there, a lot of ice. So I don't even know if there's a golf course, but yeah.
All right. Well, Jane, we're gonna keep cheering for you. We've done it a lot. We're looking forward to doing it now and again. Congratulations on this. Go knock 'em dead.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So Jane Olson on her way out the door. It's been fun following her all these years, and I would note she is one of the very, very few who have beat Kelsey Chugg in a state am match.
Yep.
So
well, I mean, just like the boys, this will go by fast.
Yeah,
and she'll
true
be
that.
back. She'll be back before we know it.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooper's home already.
Cooper's home already.
Yeah.
Cooper's playing in the Utah
Yeah,
Open.
exactly.
He played in the City Open last week when he was just a couple days home. So anyway, and he's playing all right.
And that went by fast.
It went by fast.
Yeah.
All right. Holy cow. Jan, what's next?
You know what's next, Paul.
I do. The What's Next segment brought to us by our good friends at the Utah Golf Association. Stick around on the other side. We will tell you what's coming up next in Utah Golf. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.
Are you listening to Utah's #1 sports talk on the ESPN 700 app? Go to the App Store or Google Play and download the ESPN 700 app for free and take us with you and listen wherever you are.
Hey, you got about 3.5 minutes for this segment.
Thank you.
ESPN 700 mobile app, available for free right now in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Take ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM with you wherever you go with the ESPN 700 app.
Bad driving habits are hard to break, but good driving habits are easy to form, especially when they can lead to a discount on your auto insurance. With Farm Bureau Financial Services, the safer you drive, the more you save. Drivers like you are saving an average of $351 per vehicle. So buckle up, learn more, and find an agent at fbfs.com/save. Individual savings results may vary. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Salt Lake City, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 801-263-7777. That's 801-263-7777. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
At Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf, take advantage of 50% bonus trade-in on all new inline golf clubs. Browse hundreds of new inline drivers, fairways, irons, wedges, and putters to get 50% in bonus trade-in value. Now is a great time to try this year's hottest clubs and upgrade your current clubs at Uinta Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1971 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
It's finally time for the 50th annual Salt Lake Creek Festival. This milestone celebration kicks off September 11th through the 13th. Take in the festive music, dancing, and that delicious Greek food. Get tickets for the family at saltlakeCityCreekFestival.com.
Miss something from The Drive or the Sean O'Connell Show? We podcast every moment for you. Just go to our website, ESPN700sports.com, the free ESPN 700 app, or search The Sean O'Connell Show and The Drive with Spence Jackets wherever you get great podcasts. You're listening to Utah Golf Radio.
You place the flowers.
Yeah. Utah Golf Radio. Coming back at you from Riverside Country Club, where we are celebrating the 100th playing of the Utah Open. And Jan, the leaderboard has some movement on it. What do we see there?
We see Carson Lundell is taking the lead. He's already -3 today on finishing on 6.
3 under
and then we
through
have
6
Tyson
holes.
Shelley also. Tyson Shelley is -11. Braxton Watts at -9.
He just moved to -10.
-10. Sorry, -10.
Yeah, and then of course
Jackson, who hasn't started yet. Jackson and Simon are paired together at 1.
Yeah. Actually, they're not. So Jackson Reese will go off number 10 at 1. Simon Kwan will go off number 1 at 1. But Braxton Watts, Tyson Shelley, and Carson Lundell, all tied for the lead after one round, are moving deeper as they play in the second round. Lundell already 3 under for his first 6 holes throughout the day. So there's something we will be watching. We're talking about what's coming up next in Utah golf right now, and we're going to continue with the Utah Open. We will live stream the back 9 of the final round tomorrow afternoon. Warren Fisher and I will be doing the live stream on the back 9. We'll pick up the leaders
on Instagram
on the PGA Utah section,
site.
PGA Instagram.
Yes.
And so if you're not able to be here, if you can be here, it's much better than the live stream. But if you can't and want to follow what's going on, check out the live stream tomorrow on the Utah section PGA Instagram. Bank of Utah tickets are on sale at Bank of Utah Championship tickets are on sale at bankofutahchampionship.com, and you still can sign up as a volunteer on the obvious buttons for ticket sale and volunteer. Go to bankofutahchampionship.com, and that's the main thing going on right now is we're getting ready for the PGA Tour coming back to Utah, to the Bank of Utah Championship. We're all excited about that. Guys, make sure you get your tickets. These will sell out. They sold out last year, and you want to be able to get yourself down there to see this thing at Black Desert in St. George, in the St. George area. It's in Ivins, but bankofutahchampionship.com. And if you can sign up for a volunteer, it is such a great experience. Please do it. You will have so much fun, and it will connect you with this great tournament. These are PGA Tour players, folks, and it's really great stuff. So that's what you got to do. All right. We want to thank you for being a part of the show and for listening to us today. We want to thank everybody who joined us on the show. Really appreciate you being a part of it. Be sure to check out the live stream tomorrow on the Utah Section PGA Instagram. This is Paul Pugmire saying, don't jab it like Jan.
Jan Brownstein reminding you to chug it, don't pug it.
Always good advice. Please replace your divots, fix your ball marks, and for Andy Curtis, don't spit sunflower seeds on the green.
Stop it.
You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.
Utah football, Utah men's and womenn's basketball, marquee games in the NFL from week 1 to the